Okay, I don't know what I'm showing over here, except maybe he's bringing his Doom Flayer over to pick up my wizard. I don't really know. Okay, so on my turn, in his turn, he goes ahead and speeds his Doom Wheel away from the Bestigors because he doesn't want me to charge it because I'll just chop that thing up. So he speeds it away from the Bestigors, and that's really bad for me because now I have absolutely nothing in my charge arc. I can't charge anything. So all of his magic and shooting that has already done a huge number on this unit is just, I'm gonna have to weather it for at least one more turn, which is a really daunting prospect because he's got so much of it and it's all so heinous. So yeah, that sucks. These guys killed a pig and reform like so. Let's see, what else is he doing? I don't think anything else he's doing is really particularly noteworthy at this point. Yeah, so this is the end of I think it's the end of his shooting or his magic or both maybe, but yeah, that's just really bleak. Oh, this isn't my turn. So yeah, they've survived his shooting and his magic, so you can see that I've lost, yeah, a ton, almost 30 Bestigors at this point, and they haven't done anything. So anyway, in my turn, I just full speed ahead up to the Grey Seer. There's nothing I can charge, so I just run him at the Grey Seer to try to get him in range for Spirit Leech. I ended up rolling up Fate, which would have been useful, I guess, against the Doom Wheel or the Hell Pit, but I dropped it for Spirit Leech because I thought I would need the extra range in order to reach out and zap his Grey Seer. So I'm just running up there to try to Spirit Leech him, because if I can just get rid of him, that'll make my life so much easier. I actually would probably win this. So that's what I'm doing there. It's really, really horrible. Okay, so over here I have no choice but to charge the Rat Dart, which sucks. Just move the Ungors up. He can't charge their flank because he wouldn't be able to. We measured, he wouldn't be able to fit that unit in there, so he couldn't declare the charge with the furnace. So there you go. Gores, I don't know if I show it or not, but the Gores are gonna just reform after they kill the Rat Dart. Yeah, so in my magic phase, I end up only putting one wound on the Grey Seer. For magic, I ended up casting a Spirit Leech and Soul Blight, and I got the Spirit Leech on the Seer, only did one wound, and then Soul Blight on the Plague Monks. So that's just a godsend. That's going to help so much in the fight. And then, of course, this he charges with the slaves, and he's got his little rat flare machine or whatever that thing is. It's a disgusting little piece of equipment. He tried to get his Doom Wheel in there as well, but he rolled crap, which is, thank God, because that's the last thing I need is a Doom Wheel just rolling that unit up. As it is, though, that's pretty much they're gonna die. So this finally happens, thank God. He charges in with the Plague Furnace, and so yeah. That thing is just disgusting. Okay, so here's my piece of advice regarding Plague Furnaces: is if you are playing against the guy and he's got one, you really got to do whatever you can to make sure you charge it. I would have done this whole bit a little bit differently if I realized how nasty this thing was when it gets to charge. Okay, so on the turn that it charges, it does the impact hits, and then the Skaven player only gets to swing the Wrecking Ball in his turn. So if you charge it, you're taking out the impact hits and the Wrecking Ball. So that really will do a number for how your unit will fare against this thing. So real big there. And obviously, Keith, clever use of the slaves and the Rat Dart to make sure he got the charge. So yeah, watch out for that. This unit is hideous. Yep, full speed ahead with the clan rats and the gutter runners back into the fight. They're just running over here to probably snipe my last wizard. Because once him and the Bestigors are gone, there's nothing. I got nothing over here. So, and then he reforms his general like so, presumably to counteract my Ungors coming around. Okay, and so here's my Ungors. You can see I don't know what just blasted a bunch of them off the board, but you can see I'm missing half the unit now. So that's, I don't know what it was, but it's pretty horrible. I know it wasn't the Doom Rocket, because this is the Doom Rocket. You can see that my general's unit, the formation for my general's unit, used to reach back to that rocky terrain feature, but all those ranks have been taken off because he blasts me with the Doom Rocket. And you roll between 4 and 10 dice for the range on that thing, but if you just count out, you know, if you're half decent with dice probability, you can get that thing to hit within, you know, an inch and a half, give or take, whatever your target is. So yeah, I just thought it was funny in this game that all these supposedly random and erratic and dangerous Skaven weaponry was surprisingly reliable and just dangerous as hell. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he just blows off a bunch of Gors with Doom Rockets. That sucks. Alright, so combat. I should have gone back to that other picture to show you what actually happened here. Okay, so in combat, I got the Beast Lord, who's gonna... My Beast Lord's heinous. First off, his setup is he's got the Brass Cleaver and the Many-Limbed Fiend with the Armor of Destiny in the unit with the Beast Banner. So he's thrown out between 6 and 8. Hatred, strength 6 attacks. So him and the Gors next to him put everything on the furnace and just kill it. And then he's got he had the Rival Hide Talisman on his priest, which is a nifty little item that makes you reroll. I guess he gets to pick a model that, and they have to reroll all their hits. So he picked my Beast Lord. Primal Fury counteracted that nicely, though. So essentially what the effect was, I got to roll all my dice to hit, and then I had to re-roll the hits for the Rival Hide, and then the misses for the Primal Fury, so I just picked up everything again, and then just re-rolled it. So I ended up, the Beast Lord with the Gors and the Soul Blight ended up just killing the Plague Furnace. And then he also, on this unit, he has the that nasty banner that lets them reroll all hits and wounds first round of combat or whatever. Actually, it's not the first round of combat. He gets to pick when he pops it. So yeah, that's absolutely just nasty. so yeah, you see, they killed just a bunch of Gors, even having that Soul Blight on him to help me out. They killed a ton. But I did end up winning the combat, so they're not going to be frenzied next turn. So that's good. His priest was pretty nasty too. He just had a flail, but he's got like 4 attacks with his frenzy, and rerolls to hit and wound with a flail is hideous. So yeah, absolute bloodbath. Yeah, ugly. Okay, so here's a horrible picture. I apologize for this. In my turn, I just kind of squeaked the Ungors around. Basically, this is kind of my last go of anything. This is I think I'll have one more turn after this. So my plan is just to charge the clan rats and put everything on the seer that I can and try to kill them. Yeah, and then you see my Bestigor unit is just dwindling. That little rat flyer machine is pretty disgusting too. That thing is, he rolls artillery dice of attacks, and I think he might be like strength 4 armor piercing or something like that. So he's just blending into the back of my Bestigors. Slaves are killing a couple. Yeah, so just dwindling, just really depressing. Okay. Here's a better picture of what I'm doing with the Ungors. Okay, so combat. I managed to wipe out the monks, and I broke him and caught him, ran him down, and bumped into the Ungors, and then just stopped. And I think Keith's last turn is next, and you know what's going to happen to these guys. They end up eating a 13th, so that'll leave my Ungors is the only thing I got on the table, with my Shaman and those 2 best scores. These guys charge this level 1 down here. I got one lone level 1, I guess, that's managed to survive. And so he's just going to get charged and eaten by clan rats. And then you can see his slaves and the little doom flare. I think what happened is they ended up wiping out the best scores who had the standard of discipline. So my level 4 was on his own leadership of 8, stubborn, because he has the crown of command. But he's on his own leadership of 8 with no reroll, because he's not close enough to the BSB. So he ends up failing that test and getting run down. So that sucks, but entirely predictable. He moves the doom wheel like so. Presumably just to blast one of these units. Yeah. If he doesn't get 13th through for some reason, maybe, you know, just I don't know what happens over here. I think he kills the shaman or runs him down or something. I don't really remember, but he didn't make it. Okay, so yes, or like I said earlier, my general's unit gets 13th, obviously, and then Ungors in my last turn. Ungors made the charge into the Grey Sierra, so I gotta put everything on the Grey Sierra and hope I can kill the bastard. Which I do. It's the scroll model laying on the table there. So it was kind of a moral victory at the end of the game for me to just kill the Grey Seer. But yeah, as you can see, just absolute ass whooping. Yeah, pretty bad. I think the scenario really made it tough for me, but not impossible. But man, yeah, Skaven are just a ruthless opponent. So anyway, I'll try to wrap this up, keep it under a half hour. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope the Beastmen players can learn something from this. So I guess I'll just catch you guys there.